are some of the things that might help you to become more likable to others. These things that I personally find will definitely make me more drawn to someone, and hopefully these will kind of help you to be a more likable person. I feel like nowadays a lot of people think being attractive, being wealthy, having a big house or having a fancy car are things that make them more likable, but I think it's actually the opposite. A lot of people are quite jealous, and unless it's very close friends and family who will genuinely feel proud of you and feel happy for the things that you've achieved, most people will just look at you and think, I don't like this person. They have all these things that I don't have, and it's just not fair. And that way it just won't make you very likable. But here are a few things that you can do right now without being rich or without having achieved anything. You can do straight away to be a more likable person. The first thing I'll say is when you talk to someone or have a conversation, especially when you first meet someone, is to make eye contact. Show that you're interested in what they're saying and you're paying attention to what they have to say. Don't look away and look distracted. I feel like when you look into someone's eyes or just look at someone genuinely when you're talking to them, makes them feel more comfortable and that you are there in the moment and you're not just thinking about butterflies or, oh, there's a bird in the tree, and you actually listen to what they have to say. Also, when you look at someone, you can usually figure out if someone is sad or if someone's happy, or someone might be worried about something. It all shows through their eyes, and eyes can generally tell a lot if you actually pay attention. Also, a lot of the times when you look at someone's eyes when you're talking to them, you can tell if someone's lying because they look very uncomfortable and they would look away and they were trying to look at things to make up a story. So I feel like maintaining eye contact in a conversation makes you instantly more likable, and to me it feels like you're a very trustworthy and truthful person because you're not worried about showing your own emotions through your eyes. I understand some people can be uncomfortable making eye contact and they just don't want to be in that situation, which is fine as well. I mean, you can easily just walk away from a conversation that you don't want to be in. But if you do want to speak to someone and you do want to feel like you're liked by that person, then I would say make eye contact and make the effort to look at them and listen to them. The second thing I would say is to smile, but I don't mean creepy smile and forced smile, I mean genuine smile. Usually when you're genuinely happy or genuinely smiling at someone, with all the different muscles around your face, especially around your eyes, when you have a genuine smile, your eyes smile as well. It's a lot easier in a real life situation when you're talking to someone and you naturally feel happy about what you're talking about, or that person's telling you something funny and then you smile and then your eyes smile at the same time. You're truly feeling what that person is telling you. There are a lot of people who feel like they need to smile or they smile for the sake of smiling, and it definitely shows when it's fake because your eyes just look the same, or you staring at someone and you have a smile that looks really creepy. It's not just real life situations when you can tell if someone's genuinely happy. A lot of the times when you look at people's pictures, like family pictures, holiday pictures, selfies that people take, they smile, but they don't smile with their eyes and it just looks like it's very forced. And I get it, because sometimes when you have family photos taken and then the person taking the picture will say smile, say cheese, and they just go yeah, like they force a smile to take that picture to pretend they're happy and they're a very lovely happy family. I get that, but it's not genuine. And if you're talking to someone who's just has a creepy forced smile, then to me it's like, why are you even smiling when you don't want to smile? So for me, when I speak to someone and they genuinely smile and it feels warm and comfortable, that just makes me like them more because it's real and true and just not fake. I just don't like fake people. The third thing that could potentially make you more likable is to have an open body language. Nothing worse than when you try to speak to someone and they're all closed off and they cross their arms and cross their legs and they almost turn their body away from you, like they don't want to be there, they don't want to look at you, don't want to listen to you, and just not interested in you at all. So to be able to be more likable in that situation is to have an open body language and make it feel like what that person has to say is you're welcoming that conversation, you're welcoming their thoughts and their opinion, and that way hopefully it would make them feel comfortable sharing what they have to say, and ultimately that person would like you more because they feel like they can speak to you. If you do find yourself speaking to someone who's very underconfident or you can tell they're clearly not very comfortable in that situation, you can always mimic their body language as well. So if they are a little bit closed off, you can start off by mimicking what they're doing, being closed off, but as they open up and as they speak to you more, you can slowly open up your body language, and hopefully during that conversation they might open up a bit more because they feel like they can and they feel more comfortable. The fourth thing I'd say is when someone's speaking to you is to listen. And I know listening sounds like, oh yeah, of course I can listen, but most people hear what someone's saying but not listening. So the difference would be everyone can hear noises and sounds, and people can hear other people talk and they can hear background noises, but that doesn't mean you're taking in what's happening and what that person is saying. Listening, and truly listening, is when you feel their emotions of what they're saying, you show empathy, and you genuinely understand what they're saying to you, as opposed to, I can just hear this person talking, this person, there's sounds coming out their mouth and I can just hear noise. Listening is not something that everyone can do, unfortunately, and I've noticed it a lot kind of, I wouldn't say my long lifetime, but in my lifetime and in over many years, I have noticed people would be there in a conversation, they can hear what you're saying, but they're not truly listening. And people can definitely tell, I can definitely tell if someone's not listening to me. And usually that just leads to me not wanting to speak to them, not wanting to share my thoughts, or go into too much detail about something. So I would always end up giving very short answers, one-word answers, because I feel like it doesn't matter what I say or how much I'm going to explain a situation, because that person's not going to listen to anyway. So I find that when I truly listen to someone and trying to understand how someone is feeling, I won't have to force myself to remember what they said or all the little details about a certain situation they've gone through. For me to really listen and understand their emotion, it's enough for me to remember what that person has gone through, if that makes any sense. So I don't have to feel like I'm constantly picking out details and I have to remember, so next time I would know what that person has said. I feel like, to me, if I understand how someone felt at the time, is enough for me to remember that conversation we've had. It's important to fully listen to what someone else has to say. It's not all about you and your thoughts and how you interpret what they're saying. It's nothing worse than someone else trying to tell you a story, or finally opening up to you to tell you something that's happened to them, and then you being there interrupting and trying to steer the conversation in a way that you want it to go, and then they might end up just closing up. And I don't think that's a very likable trait to me personally, because I just feel like they're not very respecting my thoughts and what I have to share. So yeah, to be more likable, make sure you listen. The fifth thing I'd say is probably one of the most important, but I don't know how obvious it is to most people, especially nowadays where everyone is on their phone all the time, or there's so much going on that just is more interesting in the situation than you're in. I feel like it's very important to not get distracted when you are talking to someone. A lot of the times when I go out to dinner, I would see the table next to me, there'll be a couple or a family, and all they do is they eat in silence, because everyone on the table is on their phones and that's all they do. They're just on their phones eating. To me, that's not an enjoyable experience, and also to me it feels like there's no point trying to be with someone or spend time with someone if they're just going to be on their phones. And it's also very annoying when you try to talk to someone and they constantly get distracted by other things because their attention span is so short. For me, if someone gets distracted so easily, it means whatever I'm saying is not very engaging and not very interesting, and that also shows a lack of respect. And generally, I don't really want to speak to people who feel like I'm wasting their time and what I'm saying doesn't add any value and they're just not interested in what I have to say. It shouldn't be just about me, I want to talk about this, but if we're having a relationship or a friendship or any sort of ship, when you're together, you're spending time, then it's important to not get distracted by other things and be in the moment. So those are the things that could make you instantly more likable. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't need a lot of time. You might need a little bit of practice, but other than that, you can do them straight away and hopefully you would become a more likable person. If you like this video, please give it a like. It will help me a lot. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button below and I'll see you on my next video. Thanks for watching.